Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH 2000 here. Um, I realized I got a question from somebody the other day. I realized I never really truly made a good video about how I do this, so I figured I better do that real quick while I had the chance. Um, I rarely shoot what are truly referred to as looped tubes. For those who don't understand, loop tube, there's a loop on this end, you fold it through, and a pouch is on this end, and then you pop the loop over the fork or into the hole or whatever, or wherever you're doing it, and then you pull like this and it goes. Okay, it's a true loop. I don't really shoot like that. Okay. um Single bands, you just tie however you want. You just tie it and it's done. With me, I go a little different. I take a pouch like this, I fold the tubes in half. Now I take the folded end, not the tube end like a lot of people do. Okay? If you can't if you can't quite get it through, usually you can, but if you can't, take the little pusher thing, push it on through. Okay? Stick your loop through the hole, pull it on through. Okay? Just like you would a flat band. Okay? Now you've got a little loop up there. Okay? Take the two other ends, hold them together, stick it through. Okay? And you can see how it's happened. You don't even need to tie it. Just pull it tight. Make sure it sits right. Um, it'll eventually pull tight enough and it'll never come loose. Okay? See, like that? And then I just tie the other end on like a set of flat bands. Here, I've got a second one. Here, I'll put the other one on. Okay. Now, you want to make sure you pull it through the same way. Just for a guy like me who has OCD tendencies when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay. Once again, just loop them through, pull them through, jerk that thing tight. Okay. Lays perfectly fine. Sit around the ammo. Bring these two down. Tie them onto your slingshot. Clamp them onto your slingshot, whatever you have. Okay. And they're good to go. Um, I think the reason I started doing this, just to give a quick explanation, whenever I had true loop tubes, uh, it you hold the slingshot kind of like this, you load the stuff, and then you pull back. It always felt to me like the bottom layer of the tubes wasn't working as hard as the top layer because it would catch on the front before it had equalized. Let me show this to you better. If you have it like this and then you suddenly pull like this, as you can see, you can even see it right here. You see the top tube is a little thinner than the bottom tube because it's been pulled harder. You almost you almost had to turn the slingshot so it was like that and then pull on it so that they were even. I don't know. It just, they never really worked right. I guess I never got used to having to do that. True tube shooters, I think, get used to it, or they learn to compensate for the fact that the one pulls more than the other. I don't know, but tube shooting takes a little bit of learning and understanding. Never really, I don't know. It never really worked for me, but the minute I did them like this, well, now you're just tying it over the top of a fork like this and you're pulling both. So they're both even and they're both thing. And that's why I've always done it that way. And it also means I don't necessarily have to have a hole in the shooter to put tubes on either. I can put it on a normal flat band shooter as well. because most of my shooters are for flat bands. Anyway, I just do things a little different. Well, let me grab, where'd that thing get to? Oh, drop down here. Sorry, I've been playing a lot today too. Okay, and there's how it works, and it's quite simple. And those of you who know me well know I complain to no end about having to tie bands. I hate it. It just, I don't mind lashing them on to the thing, but the persnippety and whatnot to put a tie on a band like this. Speaking of which, this is my, I call it my, I think they call it Shanghai shooting, where you just kind of put the two tubes together, lock them with your thumb, and then, you know, so it's a whole loop set right there. Anyway, just having fun with some tubes, trying them out. And if you've never shot tubes, um, I suggest to most people that they start with 1632s because they're real gentle. A lot more like a double 1632 is a lot more like a flat band set. Pulls a lot more like a flat band set and allows you to get used to tube shooting um, a little more gently, if you will. Anyway, just how I do things, guys. Hope it helps somebody.